Welcome back to the Kosi Arsenal channel. My name is Kosi. Welcome back to a brand new video. Arsenal have approached Real Madrid for Rodrigo goals this summer. He's one of the players Arsenal are closely monitoring to replace Martinelli and Leandro Trossard on the left wing. Big news when it comes to Arsenal. He's a big player. He's a big talent. And of course, he's one of the players that can sign for Arsenal and raise the level. According to Sky Sports Germany as well, Arsenal are very much interested in Adam Lukeman, 27 years of age. And if a deal can be done, they could bring him in ahead of Nico Williams. We will talk about Adam Lukeman as well. We'll talk about Rafael. Arsenal under Andrea Bata continue to scout and continue to monitor the developments around Rafael. If a deal can be done, Arsenal are willing to go in and sweep in for Rafael. We'll talk about Rafael as well. I think the big question I have for you in this video, do you think Arsenal need a complete makeover on the left wing? I watched Arsenal against Bournemouth. I was like, what am I looking at? I didn't even make a match reaction. The attack in this Arsenal team is dead. The attack is dead. And for me, the left wing has to be completely made over. We've got to have new players. We've got to have new energy, new profiles on that left wing. So do you think Arsenal should spend huge amounts of money on this task? Maybe 70 million? All these players, they're expensive players. Lukeman is about 60 million. Rafael is about 85 million. And Rodrigo goes, we are hearing that Madrid could ask for about 100 million. Now, of course, Arsenal are not going to spend 100 million on Rodrigo goes, but do you think Arsenal should spend big money on a new left winger? Let me know in the comment box below. So stories coming in from Madrid are saying that Rodrigo goes is a big target for Arsenal this summer. Arsenal like him, Mikel Arteta likes him as well, and Andrea Bata is a big fan of the Brazilian. Of course, we know what's happening with Real Madrid right about now. They've got a couple of players on the wide areas. Mbappe preferably prefers operating as a forward on the left-hand side. Of course, Vinicius Jr. as well is a winger, one of the world-class wingers we have, competing for the Ballon d'Or very soon. And then, of course, you have Rodrigo Goes, who looks like he's not the priority for any manager. Now, Xabi Alonso is expected to take over the job at Real Madrid, and Rodrigo is waiting for Alonso's assurances. If Alonso says, you're going to be my guy, you're going to have playing time, and we want you to stay, then there is a high likelihood that he will stay. But if the new manager, either it's Xabi Alonso, whoever, of course, right now we believe it's going to be Xabi Alonso, if Alonso tells Rodrigo, I like you, but you're not going to have a lot of time in my system. This has happened before. Ancelotti told Odegaard, you're a good player, a great player, but you're not going to get match game time. And that's why he joined Arsenal for about 35 million euros, and it's been a wonderful signing for us. So maybe Xabi Alonso comes in and he tells Rodrigo, you're not going to get a lot of game time. I want you to go. I want you to move on. Now, Madrid is saying if there is a club interested and the new manager is not a big fan of Rodrigo, he's not going to get a lot of game time, then 100 million euros would be sufficient to get the deal done. Should Arsenal spend 100 million euros on a new left winger? Absolutely not. Like, really not. We need a center forward, we need an attacking midfielder, and we need a left winger. Those are three positions. Splashing 100 million on the left wing, that would be not wasteful, but for me a little bit myopic. It would be, short blindness, in my opinion. No, it's not a good decision. But what I think Arsenal need to realize here is that this team, attacking wise, is dead. I've seen so many people attack Martin Odegaard online, and I'm like, what is wrong with Arsenal fans, right? Yes, he's having a bad season. It's having a bad couple of months, but so has Partey before, and so has Rice before, and so has Saka before, and so has anyone else before. What we need to do is fix our attack. Does it start with Martin Odegaard? Maybe, but the left wing has to work, the striker position has to work, and we need to work on all these positions. So I would say that Arsenal need to commit about 60 million or 65 million on a new left winger. Are you going to get Rodrigo goals for about 65 million? I don't think so. I don't think Madrid are that stupid. They're such a beautiful club. They're a well-run club, and they understand value for money. They understand the value of their players. I think Rodrigo would go for about 75 million euros. I think that could happen. But if Arsenal are willing to go in for Rodrigo for about 75 million euros, it's a deal we can do. Because think about Rodrigo in Arsenal colours. What does he do? What can he do for us? One, he's a player that really loves scoring goals, and is a player that is able to score goals. I think there's a difference between Martinelli and Rodrigo. Rodrigo and Martinelli both love to score goals. But in terms of ability, I just feel like Martinelli has developed and limited himself at a certain stage, whereas players like Rodrigo, the ceiling is the limit. So I think we need such players. We need players like a Leandro Trossard. If Trossard was younger, we would have absolutely no need to sign a left winger. So for me, Rodrigo Goes is a player Arsenal should be looking at. No question about that. If he's available, it's a beautiful deal. It's a wonderful, wonderful deal. Arsenal looking at Ademola Lukeman as well. This is according to Sky Sport Germany, and saying they are closely monitoring Lukeman. He's in the list of players they're looking at for a left winger. One thing is clear. Arsenal like Nico Williams. Mikel Arteta likes Nico Williams. But, right, if a deal can't be done, you cannot blame Mikel. You cannot blame, you can't blame us. Maybe a deal can't be done. Maybe we like him, but we can't get the deal done. So if a deal can't get done for Nico Williams, we've got to have alternatives. And Lukeman is such a beautiful alternative. You know, he's 27. That is very, very different from a Nico Williams or a Rodrigo, who are about 25, 22. You know, Lukeman is a little bit older. But I think he is what Arsenal needs on that left-hand side, right? The way you look at a player like Karo Mitoma, that is what Arsenal need. We need maturity in that attack, in that attack. When you think about our attacking, front three, when everyone is fit, it's either Martinelli, Saka, and Jesus or Kai Havertz. There is nothing there. There is absolutely nothing there. And I'm so, I hope I'm doing this video in the right tone, because I watched that Bournemouth game and there was nothing there. Arsenal are offering nothing. Nothing. And this is a team that has that has gotten so comfortable because we ride on Bukayo Saka's back. He always drags us. In days where he can't drag us, in days where he can't, step up to the occasion, no one else can. And that's why Arsenal need maturity. We need mature players. We need players that have achieved a certain level of success, but also we need players that, are just good at what they do. Ademola Lukeman, for me, would be another option. And then you have stories from Italy saying that Arsenal are very, very big admirers, especially Andre Bata is a big admirer of Rafael. He's been scouting Rafael. And if a deal can be done, Arsenal do not have a problem with negotiating with AC Milan. I tell you, I've spoken about Rafael before in depth. And of course, we'll do a video, in-depth video analysis on Rafael. He's a brilliant footballer. He's a massive talent. And Arsenal just don't have those, do we? Like, we don't have those kind of freakish talent in attack. We have Saka, and that's the end. I think Gabriel Jesus is a good player. I think Kai Havertz is a good player. Mika Marino is okay. Trossard is okay. Martinelli is okay. But when you think about Devos, right? And I think I was watching the United People's TV, and he had done a video about Mateus Cunha, and the title was, United need to sign more Devos. I think that's what Arsenal need. We need more, Arsenal, we are the Gunners. Do we need more Gunners? Do we need players that, I think we need more Devos. That's the truth. We need players like Rafael. We need players like Lukeman. We need players like Rodrigo goes. We need players that can redefine the attacking profile, the attacking scene for Arsenal. Right now, it is too simple. And that's why we always find a player that we can easily blame. Oh, it's Martinelli this time, or it's Odegaard this time. But the truth is, it's the attack. The Arsenal attack is dead. If we want to revive it, we've got to go to the market and splash about 60 to 80 million pounds. Now, of these three players, if we were to choose one, would be very difficult. Would be very, very difficult, right? But let's go into it. Of course, Nico Williams is a priority. 22. He's got his advantages, especially in terms of the market opportunity. So if Arsenal decided to do that, we would understand. But let's say Nico Williams didn't happen, and we had to choose between Rafael, Adam Lukeman, and Rodrigo goes. Where should we point our focus? Let's start off with Lukeman, right? Lukeman is 26. He's a player that has exploded in recent years. He's played in the Premier League before. He would love to return and possibly, write a statement, right? Possibly wants to come back and, write a statement. And I don't think that's so wrong, honestly. I don't think that's so wrong for him to go and come back and write a statement in the Premier League. If I look at Lukeman's numbers and his game, he's a Mikel Arteta player. A player who is able to score goals, a player who is able to create chances, a player who's also very comfortable in high-profile games. That is Adam Lukeman. You're not going to see him disappear because it's a final. You're not going to see him disappear because it is Madrid or it's whatever club. He's a big game player. So I think Arsenal should look at Lukeman because it's a good deal financially and you'd be getting massive quality. Also, this is a player that has already agreed with Atalanta to let him go. So if Arsenal can line up a good deal, it would be quite an easy deal to do. But how does it compare with Leao and Rodrigo? I think it's the third option, right? Rodrigo is a much better player in terms of speed, in terms of intelligence, in terms of scoring goals. He's a much better player. And Leao is just class above. So Lukeman would be the third option. He would be the one we turn to if we fail to get Rodrigo and Leao. The way it compares to the players we have at the club, and that tells you everything, that Lukeman doesn't even compare to Leao and Rodrigo for me. But when it comes to Arsenal, players at Arsenal don't even compare to him. Honestly, I think Trossard is a good goal scorer, very clinical. But in terms of wing play, Martinelli and Trossard don't compare to Adam and Lukeman. That is the truth. So it's a deal I would do because it cost about 55 million, and that's very good value for money. Then you have Rafael. Why went Arsenal to sign Leao? I think it's a deal that can be done. I think you can push Milan to the wall. They'll ask you for a premium, but it's worth it. Why I want Arsenal to go in for Rafael is this. Go and get a player that is going to make people talk. And not talk because he's such a big player, but they know the quality he provides. I think if we had a Rafael on our end and PSG had a Kvaratskhelia on the other end, they would cancel each other out. But when you have Kvaratskhelia, Dembele, and Bakola on the other end, and Desire Doué, and you're having Saka, who's a brilliant player, and then it's Merino and Trossard and Martinelli, they don't compare on the biggest stages. This Arsenal attack needs to be cut down. All of it, apart from Saka, all of it. We've got to cut it down and bring in players like Rafael. So Leao for me is a fantastic option. Then Rodrigo is expensive, but if a deal can be done for about 70 million, he would massively improve our attack. He would massively give us something that we don't have right now. And what is that? That is high star quality, world-class quality. That is something that Arsenal don't have at the moment. So in order for this to happen, Arsenal have to sell one player. And like I said in my recent video, I'm willing to let go of Gabriel Martinelli right about now. I'm willing. Not because he's bad. I think he can improve. I think he's not a bad player. But Arsenal just need to improve. Arsenal just need to raise the level. And in order for you to raise the level, you're going to have to get rid of some players that are maybe good, or you love them, or they're darling to you, but then they're not providing the admired quality, right? In the next video, we're going to talk about Arsenal's midfield situation and talk about maybe Odegaard's situation. Do we have to sell Odegaard? Do we have to let him go? Because that's what I'm seeing online, right? And Arsenal are interested in, a couple of attacking midfielders. So we'll talk about that as well. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel as well. Make sure you share as well. I'll see you right in the next one. Goodbye for now.